Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fine Art Friday. This week, I'm going to show you how we can use dandelions to create a work of art. A lot of people think that dandelions are weeds, but I actually find them to be quite beautiful. So I'm sure if you go out into your yard, you'll see a whole bunch of these popping up, and you can also find them in the cracks of your patio or a sidewalk. They pop up in all kinds of places. So what you're going to need to do this is a whole bunch of dandelions and try to collect all the parts of the plant. So you're going to want to include some leaves. And if you see any that are just the seed head from dandelions that have already bloomed, pick those too, because we're going to be observing the parts of the dandelion to include in our drawing today. So you'll need some dandelions. You'll need a piece of paper. You'll need a black marker or a pencil, and then you'll just need something to color with. So you might want to use colored pencils, you might want to use crayons, markers, even watercolor paints, whatever you have at home. This one I used colored pencils and a little bit of gold Sharpie. Today I'm going to try out some watercolors. Is actually take the flower petals from the dandelion, and we're going to push down and twist to get the yellow pigment to create the tops of our flowers. Dandelions are really cool because they have so many petals, so unlike other flowers, there's not just a center and then just a few petals. There's lots of petals, so there's lots of yellow color for us to get from the flower. So take one at a time. Decide where you want to go, push down, and then twist. And you'll see some yellow color start to show up on your page. Try to get as much of the color out of one before moving on to another one. I think I'm ready for another one. So we've got one there. Take another one. Another one up here. That one's kind of wet. That's okay. And I'll use one more down here. So the next thing that we're going to do is create some texture for our dandelion. So we have that yellow color, but now we want to observe closely and try to fill in some of those details. So like I said, the dandelion flowers have lots of little petals, and I just see like little lines popping up in all directions. So I'm going to use a Sharpie marker and just go for it. You might want to play it safe and use a pencil, whatever works for you. What I'm going to do is just look at my dandelion, I have it right here, and draw what I see. So like I said, it's like lots of little lines going in all directions. So I dropped a little bit of water right here. I'm just waiting for that to dry before I can go back in and finish making those marks. While I'm waiting for it to dry, I'm going to start working on the stems and the leaves of my dandelions. So just like scientists, an artist has to observe and look closely at what it is they're trying to draw. And if you look closely at a dandelion, you'll see that there's like this little green kind of container that holds the flower head or holds the seed head. So I see that it's kind of like a cylinder shape. I'm going to try to capture that before I add the stem. And then as far as the leaves go with dandelions, you'll notice that they grow right up out of the ground. They don't come off the stems like other plants that you might see. And just looking at the leaf, it's got this really cool kind of like jagged Christmas tree look. So it actually almost looks like a whole bunch of arrows and then like these little jagged teeth coming off the edges. So next I'm just going to look at the dandelions and draw what I see, again using my Sharpie marker. You might want to use a pencil, whatever works for you. So I'm all finished with my drawing, and as you saw, I went really fast. I just kind of went for it. Remember that this is art. It's okay if it's not perfect. Use your imagination and have fun with it. Or really take your time and try to really capture all of those details that you see. The next thing that I'm going to do is add some color. So again, looking closely at the dandelions, I see greens. I also see a little bit of red. So since I'm using watercolor paints for this one today, I collected some different shades of green, a little bit of yellow, and a red watercolor. I'm going to go ahead and set that up on my tray over here, and then I'm going to get painting.